Good morning, Amina. Okay, good morning to all of you. Please go through the last class, whatever we have discussed. Good morning, good morning. So we will start the class today with one concept which I have missed while teaching Ohm's law, and the concept is of mobility. Okay. First, we will discuss mobility of free electrons. Okay. So what is mobility of a free electrons in a conductor, that we will discuss. So, do you all remember that one of my friends' formula I told? What was that name? I have a friend, and the formula, one of the formula we derived, yeah, Janevi formula. Okay. So that that name, my friend's name, you should not remember. Formula you should remember. So what was the formula? Remembering friend's name will be not useful, no? What was the formula? J equals to NeV. Then Vd is, be careful, okay? Vd is not V into D. Vd is V suffix D. So the formula we derived was J equals to NeV. So this is the Janevi formula. Now we also derived something called vector form of Ohm's law. Vector form of Ohm's law. There we wrote J equal to sigma E. Yes or no? This we have derived, this we have done, this also we have done. So from these two equations, what will I get? I will get drift velocity is equal to sigma by NE E. Correct? No? Yes or no? Now look carefully. This part you look here. For a given material, for a given conductor, this will be constant. Yes or no? This quantity will be constant. So that quantity is what we call mobility of free electrons. Okay? We write the symbol mu. So we will write this formula, drift velocity equals to mu into E, where mu is called, in this formula mu should be sigma by NE. Okay, and that mu, that quantity mu, this quantity is what we call mobility. For 1 mark, if they ask in exam what is mobility, you should use this formula to define. Here it is very difficult to define, no? So use this formula. So according to this formula, what is mobility? Mobility is ratio of drift velocity which electrons acquire when you apply electric field. Remember, if you don't apply electric field with the battery, if you don't apply potential difference which produces electric field, then the electrons are moving randomly. So average velocity was 0. Only after applying electric field, then electrons acquire a average velocity which we call drift velocity. So the ratio of drift velocity acquired by electrons per unit electric field, So this ratio is called mobility. Okay. So this is the formula for mobility in terms of drift velocity and electric field. But what actually this mobility means is the ratio of this quantity. conductivity by number density of electrons into charge of electron. So see how I have derived this mobility. You know that Janevi formula, you know, J equals to NeV. Then in vector form of Ohm's law, I wrote J equal to sigma E. So you can relate these two quantities, drift velocity with electric field. Whatever you get here is a constant for a given material. For a given material, conductivity is constant. No, number density is constant. So this will be constant. That constant is what we call mobility. For 1 mark, if they ask you to define in board exam, then use this formula. It is the ratio of, in exam you should write, it is the ratio of drift velocity divided by electric field. Sir, can you please repeat? The definition is here only. This is the definition. With spelling I have written, Rakshita. So now you just have to write, don't write divide by, say ratio. Can you tell this formula in terms of resistivity? How this formula will be in terms of resistivity? So if you remember, till here what we have done, mu equal to sigma Ne. So in terms of resistivity, how I can write? If you remember, resistivity is 1 by conductivity. So wherever is conductivity, you can write 1 by resistivity. So this formula also you can use. So in one of the JEE exam, I think last year only, they have asked resistivity. They have given mobility, number density, and charge of electron. Charge of electron, though they will not give you, you should remember. So using this formula, you can find resistivity. I want all of you to find the unit of mobility, SI unit. SI unit of mobility. Try everyone. Yeah, formula is correct. Sumita, formula is correct. Now find SI unit. Use the definition here. You use this formula you use. So this is meter per second. Velocity is meter per second, and electric field is volt per meter. Volt per meter, right? So this can be written as. So the unit can be written as meter square, right? Per second per volt. So it is not a very easy unit to remember. It is not a very easy unit to remember. Okay, meter square, yeah, per second per volt. Okay, this capital V is volt. So drift velocity will be meter per second. Electric field is volt per meter. Okay. Fine. This is one topic which was there previously. Today we are going to study a very important law called Kirchhoff's laws. It has got two parts. So we are going to study about Kirchhoff's laws. So first we will study about Kirchhoff's current law. Okay, there are two laws. One is Kirchhoff's current law, one is Kirchhoff's voltage law. First, we will study about Kirchhoff's current law. So please write the full name, Kirchhoff's current law. First, remember, this law is applied only at junction. At junction. So if you have an electric circuit, there may be a point which will act like junction. Junction means what? A point where there is more than two wires connected. If this wire and this wire is connected here, then it is not a junction. No, it is like, I mean, it is just current will just flow like this, right? Same material, current will just flow like this. But if you have one more wire here, then we call this point junction. Okay. So Kirchhoff's current law is applied only at junction. What it says, statement you write, it states the sum of currents entering a junction in a circuit, obviously not in the road. Road, why will you apply? It states that the sum of currents entering a junction is equal to sum of currents leaving the junction. So the sum of currents entering a junction is equal to sum of currents leaving the junction. So let me give you one example. So let us say you have like this, 4 wires connected to this point. Let us say current here is I1, current here is I2, current here is I3, current here is I4. Okay, then how you will write Kirchhoff's current law here? What are the currents which are entering? I1 and I2. So I1 plus I2 must be equal to, what are the currents leaving? I3 and I4. I3 plus I4. So the sum of currents entering must be equal to sum of currents leaving. Simple law, it is expected also. Right, fast. Now they may ask you for 1 mark sometimes, what is the result? What is the reason for this? What is the consequence of this? What is the reason behind this? So the reason behind this law, for 1 mark if they ask, what you do, if you multiply by time interval both sides, time interval, then what will be current into time? What will be current into time? Charge. Okay, current into time will be charge. So this would be charge entering, this would be charge entering through these 2 wires per second. This would be charge leaving, this would be charge leaving per second. So the reason behind this is conservation of charge. Conservation of charge, which already we studied long back in, I think, first chapter. So if they ask you the reason behind this, okay, then it is physical significance. If they ask 1 mark, write this. Now apply this for simple questions. Let us apply this for simple questions first. So imagine there is a resistor like this. Okay, this is closed. Okay, somewhere it is connected to other parts, but I am showing you only one part. This is first example. It may be like this also. Yeah. So let us say current here is I. Here is I1. Sorry, I. Here I1. Here how much I1? Okay. And here it is I. Here it is I1. So how much should be here? Answer should be in terms of I and I1. Both you answer. Done. So first one is how much? First one is I'm trying to find one nice one nice question yesterday I found somewhere based on this. Okay, right now I'm not able to find it. Later, maybe if I find, I'll let you know. Okay. Yeah. So what is the answer for this? You can see I is entering, I1 is leaving. Here, how much will leave? I minus I1. I minus I1. So first one is I minus I1. That is because this is entering, this is leaving. Suppose this is question mark. Then what Kirchhoff's current law says? Whatever is entering should be equal to whatever is leaving. So I is entering, I1 plus question mark is leaving. So question mark must be I minus I1. Here how much will be leaving? Be careful with the direction. Here both are coming like this. So how much will be leaving? I plus I1. I plus I1. Okay, so be careful about this. So this is your Kirchhoff's current law. Now we have to see second law. It is called Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's current law is applied at a junction. Kirchhoff's voltage law is applied in a, it is applied for loop. Okay, loop. That's why it is also called sometimes loop rule, loop law, Kirchhoff's loop law. Loop means if you have a circuit, there will be some part which will be closed. So this is always applied for a closed loop. Closed loop of a circuit. So before I explain this, let me write the statement first. Then I will explain. So what it says is, write down the algebraic sum of potential difference across resistors and EMFs of cells in a closed loop of an electric circuit must be 0. So what does it say? The algebraic sum of potential difference across resistors and EMFs of cells in a closed loop of an electric circuit must be 0. First you write the statement, then I will explain. Now till now, if you consider, if you take a circuit and you take some closed part of the circuit, closed part, loop, you must take loop. Then in that loop, what may be present? Resistors may be present, batteries may be present, cells, right? Actually, capacitors can also be present, but right now that is not mentioned here. Okay, so right, even if capacitors are present, no problem. Same idea you can apply. But while writing in, I have seen they are writing resistors. So in a closed loop, there may be different elements in a closed loop. Resistors may be there, cells may be there, right? So when you go from one point to another point through a resistor, if current is flowing, if it is closed part and if there is battery, current will flow usually. So if there is a resistor and you go from one point of the resistor to the other point, there will be potential difference, I into R, according to Ohm's law. So that potential difference, when you add for different resistors and for different cells, for cells we don't write I into R, for cells we write EMF. So when you add the potential differences for resistors and cells for a closed loop, then the total sum should come 0. Why it should come 0? Now think. Potential is a what, students? Potential is a function of position. From school days you are being told potential energy is energy due to position, like that. So if you come back to the same position, if you start from this point of the loop and you come back to the same point, then the change in the position should be 0 because you are back to the same point. So if you keep adding the changes in the potential for resistors and EM and cells, if you keep adding the changes, ultimately when you come back, the total change must be 0. Understanding or not? Think of it like you are climbing some mountain. Some mountain is there like this. Like this. So this is more like this. So you are here, and your friend is here. Your friend is here. Here some dragon is coming. How to draw dragon? Like this. Okay, with long teeth, you think. So some dragon is there. So it is coming slowly. You want to help this person. So what you do, you cannot just climb. So you have to jump here, then you 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 come here. Now, when you come back to the same level, the total change in the height, should be 0. That means here your height is increasing. So the change in the height is positive, let's say. Here the change is positive, change in the height, here positive. While coming down negative, negative, negative. So if you add algebraically all the changes in the height, total change in the height, if you come back to the same level, that must be 0. In the same way, if you in a closed loop, if you come back to the same point, the changes in the potential when you add, you must get 0. Since you are getting 0, some of the changes must be what? Some of the changes in the potential must be what in order to get 0? If all the changes are positive, some of the changes must be negative. Very good. If all the changes are positive, then how will you get total 0, right? If this person keeps going up, then how will he come back to the same level? So that is the concept behind this. So basically, if they ask you what is the consequence of this or what is the physical significance, so if they ask you reason behind this for 1 mark, you write conservation of energy. Conservation of energy. Okay. So at some places you had done positive work, at some places you did negative work. When you came back to the same point, total work done is 0. Okay. Done this part. Now let us learn how to apply this. But before we directly apply this, we should learn how to decide which potential difference will be taken positive and which potential difference should be taken negative. So that we have to first decide. So look here. Okay, so sign convention. Since it is just a convention, you can change it if you want, but better don't change it, otherwise it will be confusion. So look here. So as you move in the loop, what you may find, I told, resistors or batteries. So let us say there is a resistor like this, and there is a current I like this. Current I is in this way. Now, suppose you are moving this way. This is your movement. Movement matlab when you are going in the loop, when you are adding the changes, you have to start from one point, go there, go there, go there, go there, come back. Nah? So suppose you are going this way. Now, if current is flowing like this and you are moving in the same direction, then you know current flows from higher potential to lower potential. Yes or no? So you are moving from higher potential to lower potential. That means it will be potential drop. So the potential drop, how much will be the potential drop according to Ohm's law? Current into resistance. And I will take drop positive. I will take drop positive. If you want to take drop negative, you can take. It doesn't matter. But if you take drop negative, rise, you have to take positive. So what usually I do, I take drop positive. So whenever there is a drop in the potential, I take the difference positive. So this is the potential difference. Sign is positive. This is one situation that may happen, right? another situation that may happen is, here is the resistor. Current is actually flowing this way. In the circuit, current is flowing like this. And your movement is this way. So now you can see, if current is flowing this way, then it is from, current flows from higher potential to lower potential. But you are moving opposite to current. That means you are moving from lower potential to higher potential. So the potential will rise. You are going from negative to positive. Ulta. Then I write minus I into R. Okay. So difference will be I into R only, but the sign will be minus. This is potential drop. Okay. This is potential rise. Potential drop, potential rise. So these are the two cases for resistors. How to remember plus? Well, in the same direction of current, I write plus. Same direction of current, if I am moving, I write plus. Same direction, so plus. Opposite direction, if I am moving, current is coming this way, but I am moving this way, then I write minus. Third case. The third case is for cell, for battery. For battery, the potential difference we write EMF. Okay, internal resistance we don't have to. For internal resistance, we can count this way only, right? So no need to worry. So for EMF, suppose this is how the battery is in the circuit and you are moving this way. Please try to see carefully. Once you learn these simple things, then it becomes very easy. So this is how you are moving. Now you are moving from where to where? From longer line to shorter line means from higher potential to lower potential. So here it is a drop. And what is the drop? Please students, for battery don't write I into R. For battery, EMF itself is the potential drop. But I will write plus because it is drop. Okay. And the last one is the battery may be like this, minus plus, and you are moving from minus to plus. This is your movement. Why this movement I am showing? Because you have to start from one point of the loop and come back to the same point. So as you move like this, if this happens, you take plus. If this happens, you take minus. If this happens, you take plus, because you are going from higher potential to lower potential, which is drop in potential. And here, what will be the drop? Minus. Okay. So these four things you have to remember. Then we will apply in some simple examples so that you get the idea. Finish it fast. Done? Okay. Now let us apply this for some simple examples. Okay. So let us apply this for example 1. Okay, so look carefully. So let me first tell you what is the general rule. What is the whole idea of this Kirchhoff's law? Why we are studying this? See, there will be a circuit. Now the circuit will have sometimes one loop only, simple one loop. Sometimes two loops, three loops, 4 loops, 5 loops, like that. Now, first thing you have to do is you have to assign current. Assign current matlab you have to put current in different branches using first law. Which is the first law? Kirchhoff's current law. Using that, you have to assign current in different branches. Branch matlab a part of the circuit which contains same current. What is branch of a circuit? Write down. Branch of a circuit means a part of a circuit which contains same current. So what you have to do, you have to see the circuit and you have to put current in different branches and try to use the first law while doing that, so that the number of variables will be less, right? Just in the first example, when I taught KCL, what did you do? Here I is coming, I, here I1 is going, here what you wrote? I minus I1. 10 ampere is coming, 1 ampere is going. Here, how much you wrote? 9 ampere. You did not write I here, I1 here, I2 here. That will create more number of variables. So it will be difficult to solve. Understood or not? So first thing is assign currents in different branches. Then use KVL, Kirchhoff's voltage law, for different loops. You will get equations. And then those equations you have to solve to find the currents. If the current came positive, then it means whatever direction you have assigned, that is the right direction. But by chance while solving, the current may come negative also. That means whatever value is there is correct. But if you have told current is this way, if you have assigned current this way, actual current is this way, if you get minus answer. Okay. So having understood all that, let us apply it so that we can see it, how it actually works. If I simply verbally, if I say orally, you will not understand so much. So let us apply it. So first example, here is a battery and here is an external circuit. Okay. So battery's EMF is E, internal resistance is R, external resistance is capital R. So the first thing is you have to see how many branches are there. There is only one branch because everywhere current will be same. Everywhere current will be same, no junction. So now you have to put current. You have to assign current. Which way? That you can decide. But since if you have some idea, this is positive terminal, so you know current should come this way. So current will flow in this resistor like this, in this resistor like this. Same current, right? Once you have assigned the current, then what you do, you start from one point A, B, C, D like that. Then you apply KVL in loop A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, A. A, B, C, D, A. In this loop, we will apply. Okay. And let me move this way. I will move this way. So that is my motion. We'll start from this point. And what you have to do, you have to add all the potential differences for resistors and for batteries. And the total should be equal to 0 according to Kirchhoff's voltage law. The algebraic sum of all the potential differences should be 0 basically. But for resistors, they write I into R. For batteries, they write E, EMF. So look carefully. And don't forget the convention, the 4 convention. So I am moving this way, remember, okay? So here, nothing, 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 nothing. Oh, first thing I see battery. I am going from plus to minus, that is drop. So I will write potential difference here will be plus E. Drop, I will take positive, I told, yes or no? And for battery, don't write I into R for battery. For battery, it is just EM. So battery is finished. Now this resistor. Now see, current I have shown this way. I am going against the current, opposite to current, minus or plus. Opposite to current, if you move minus or plus, I told for resistor. Sign convention you are remembering or not, ma? Minus. So I am moving opposite to current. So here what will be potential difference? Minus I into R. Then I am coming like this, nothing here, nothing, 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 nothing. Something. Again, current is this way. In this resistor, current is this way. I am moving this way. Against the current, opposite to current. So minus I into capital R. Then I reach my home. After you reach your home, the total change in potential difference should be 0. Then if you simplify, you will get E equal to I into R plus I into capital R. E will be I common R plus R. So I will be E divided by R plus R. Already you know this formula. Already you know, yesterday we have done. But it is nice to see that same formula can be derived by using Kirchhoff's voltage law. Kirchhoff's voltage law. Okay, now tell me one thing. Suppose some of you think like this. Suppose some of you say, sir, why are you taking drop positive? Drop should be taken negative, suppose. Will it matter if you take drop negative and rise positive? Will the answer change or it will be same only? It will not matter. It will not matter because if you take drop negative, then you will write here minus. You will write here plus plus. If you take it that side, same answer you will get. So it really doesn't matter whether you take potential drop positive or negative, as long as it is a loop, as long as this is equal to 0. Because if this is equal to 0, you can take all of them that side. That side. Then also it is 0 only. So this will become negative, these two will become positive. Right now. Now we will do one problem based on this Kirchhoff's voltage law, and I will choose the problem in a way whose answer we already know. Whose answer we already know. So this is the first application of Kirchhoff's voltage law. Look carefully. This one is really very easy. For this, you really don't need Kirchhoff's voltage law, right? This one directly also you can write. Example 2, you see. One battery, one more battery, one external resistance. Here 2 volt, 1 ohm, 4 volt, 2 ohm, here 10 ohm. Question is potential difference across 10 ohm. Who remembers the answer? I remember already. It was 2.5 volt. It was 2.5 volt. Yesterday we have done. Correct now? Check once. Is it the same numbers or not once? Same numbers? Yeah. So now what we will do? We will apply Kirchhoff's voltage law. Last time how I did? If you remember, I replaced these two by one equivalent battery. And then I applied the I equal to E equivalent by capital R plus small r equivalent. Today we will apply KVL. So learn how to do. First, you have to assign current in different branches. So you can see this is one branch, right? Because if I say here 1 ampere, 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 then it will divide. No. So in this branch current will be same. Similarly, in this branch current will be same. 2 ampere, 2 ampere, 2 ampere. So in this branch also current will be same. So there are 3 branches. So you have to assign current. So you do it your way, whichever way you like. This way, this way. Okay. So let me say in this branch, current is I1. So this is I. Oh, let me write I. Okay, I1. I1. And in this branch, let me write current as I2. I2. Then here, I don't have to write I3. I can use Kirchhoff's current law. And how much will be here? Tell me quickly. How much will be current here? It takes time, I know, because it is still data, no, which has to travel. So if this is I1 at this junction, I1 is entering, I2 is entering, how much will be here? I1 plus I2. So this will be I1 plus I2. So don't think Kirchhoff's current law we are not using. We are using to find this current. Otherwise, no, I will write I1, I2, I3. 3 variables will come, 3 equations. Complicated it will be. Better to make it less variables. Okay, once you have done this, now give names to these points. Let's say A, B, C, D, E, F. How many loops are there? How many loops are there? Because we have to apply KVL. So applying KVL in loop. How many loops are there? 2 loops. 2 loops, 2 loops. Very good. Once I say very good, many of you will write 2 loops now. 2 loops. Are you seeing carefully or not? Loops, loops. So this is one loop. This is one loop. And this is one loop. So total there are 3 loops. Okay. One loop, and another loop. However, we will apply only for 2 loops because we have only 2 unknowns. this current and this current. This current too we can find directly, right? Okay. So first I will apply in A, B, E, F, A, this loop. A, B, E, F, A. Okay, let us start. Actually, we have done this before. First example, like this we will apply, like this. And I will always go like this, okay? I always go like this. If you want to go this way, doesn't matter. Answer will be same only. So let me go this way. I will not come here, okay? First, here only. So here, plus to minus for battery. Drop positive. What is the EMF? 2 volt. So plus 2. For battery, directly write the EMF. Don't write I into R. So for battery, I am done. Plus 2 minus drop. I move this way. Then for resistor, I am moving opposite to current. So minus, what is the current here? In all this branch, current will be I1, no? In this branch, current will be I1. I1. So here, what will be potential difference? Minus I1 into R. R is 2. Sorry, R is 1. Then I have to come here, I2. Now here you see. Again, I am moving opposite to current. So minus. Current into resistance. Now, what is the current here? I1 plus I2. Resistance is 10. Battery finished, resistor finished, internal resistance finished, external resistance finished. Now come back to the same point. So the total should be 0. Okay. Simplify. So this will be minus I1, minus 10 I1, minus 11 I1. So plus 2 minus 11 I1 and minus 10 I2. That will be equal to 0. Take this to that side. So 11 I1 plus 10 I2 should be equal to 2. My first equation. I cannot simplify this more. So I will write equation 1. Now I need one more equation. Applying KVL in loop. This loop I will choose. Okay, because it has only one battery. Nah? So I'll choose B, C, E, F, D. E, F, D. For this battery, you can see I'm going from higher potential to lower potential. So drop. What is the potential drop? Same as EMF, which is given 4 volt. So plus 4. For this resistor, I am moving opposite to current. Opposite to current means potential will be negative. Difference will be negative. How much it will be? Current is how much in this branch? I2. I2 into R. What is R for this? 2. Then you come here. Again, you are going opposite. So it will be same as this only, right? Minus I1 plus I2 into 10. Coming back to same point. So algebraic sum should be 0. Okay. So then how much will you get this time? 4 minus 2I2 minus 10I2 minus 12I2 minus 10I1 equal to 0. Take this to that side. And better to write I1 first. So 10I1 plus 12I2 equal to 4. Okay. Write down quickly. Shall I explain once more or you understood? So, but first you have to remember, drop in potential, I take positive, rise in potential, I take negative. So for battery, I am moving this way, remember, this way, sorry. So for this battery, plus 2 minus drop. What is the potential difference? Same as EMF, 2 volt. So for battery, never write I into R. For battery, whatever is the EMF, that you have to write. For resistor, you have to write I into R. When to write positive? If you are moving with the current. When will you write negative? If you are moving opposite to current. So in all these example, I am always moving opposite to current. And those students who want to move this way, do it. If you move this way, you will get here minus, here plus, same answer. So if I simplify this, if I divide by 2 both sides, this will be 5, this will be 6, and this will be 2. Equation number 2. Right? So now you know how to solve 2 equations. Yes or no? Simultaneous equations you can solve. So what I will do here, I multiply by 5. So equation 1 into 5. Equation 1 into 5 will give 55I1 plus 50I2 equals to 10. Please check, okay? If I do any mistake, let me know. So I multiplied here by 5. I multiply here by 11. Equation 2 into 11. 55I1 plus 66I2. 11 2s are 22. Okay. So then you have to simplify. So if you subtract these 2 equations, minus, 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 what will happen if you subtract? These 2 will cancel. So 15 minus 66 will be minus 16I2 equal to minus 12. Right? 10 minus 22 minus 12. So then I will get I2 equal to 12 by 16. 4 3s are 4 4s are. So I get 3 by 4 ampere. So this current here. So if they want current through this battery. So by the way, students, if they ask this, okay, this current, see, it came positive. It came positive means whatever you have assumed, that is correct. Okay, whatever you have assumed, that is correct. Direction is correct. Now what I will do, I will put this in, this equation that I forgot only. So I have to divide this by 11 now. 5I1 plus 6I2 equal to 2. This was my equation 2, right? So now what I'll do, I'll put this I2 in this equation and then find I1. Check how much will you get. Let me write here only. 5I1 plus 6 into, what is I2? 3 by 4 equals to 2. So let me write here. So this will be 5I1 plus 2 2s are 2 3s are. So 9 by 2 equal to 2. So 5I1 will be 2 minus 9 by 2. 2 LCM minus 5. 5 5 cancel. So I1 is coming, minus half. So I1 is coming minus half. What does this minus half mean? What does this minus half mean? This current I1 is coming minus half. So what does minus sign mean? So the minus sign here means the value of the current here, this current here is half only, but direction is this way, this way. Actual direction is this way. So actually how the current is flowing, this way it is coming and then it is divided. It is expected also because this is bigger battery, see, 4 volt, this is 2 volt. So this is bigger battery. So this will drive current and it will go like that. But initially I have no idea. So when you don't have idea, just assume the current wherever you want, but be careful about using Kirchhoff's current law. So I found I1, I found I2. Now what will be current through this 10 ohm? So current through 10 ohm. Let me call it I. That will be your I1 plus I2. Right? What is I1? Minus half. Be careful with minus sign, you have to write. And I2 was 3 by 4. So 4 minus 2 plus 3. So current is 1 by 4. So this is positive. That means direction is same only. 1 by 4. And once you know current through a resistor, how do you find potential difference? So potential difference across which resistor they told? 10 ohm. V equals to, since for this resistor I will write I into this resistor R. I is 1 by 4, R was 10. Oh wow, 2.5. 2.5. So what did you see? Same answer or not? Same answer. Now you may think, Arey sir, why unnecessary so much? That formula is easy, no? That way is easy. I know that one is easy. So better to use that one. But in one of the years I have seen, they asked the same question, but in bracket they mentioned use Kirchhoff's laws. Now see, once they said use Kirchhoff's laws, you have to do this way. It is simple, students. My numbers were little difficult, I think. So it was bigger numbers scale, 55 and all. Otherwise, they give numbers which will be very easy to simplify. Okay. You have to do one in class now, I mean at your home, but in this online class. Use Kirchhoff's law, okay? Yeah. What will be the current? In this circuit, what will be the current? Students, please don't do cheating. I know some of you will do cheating. You will directly find the total EMF and total resistance, and you will divide total EMF by total resistance to get the current. But don't do that. Apply KVL and check properly. Direction of current, wherever you want, you take. If positive comes, you are right. If negative comes, make it ulta. But be careful, these batteries are in. Okay, wait, don't solve. Sorry, change it. That will be, I want to make it ulta. I want to make it ulta. Sorry. Yeah, try once more now. I know some of you may have done halfway. Stop. Try this one. First, assume current somewhere. This way or that way, your wish. Anybody got current using Kirchhoff's law? So, in the meantime, when you are trying to solve, let me also solve. Look here, you have to assume current in some direction, right? So let me assume this way. So since it is everywhere, it is series, no branch, everywhere same current will flow. Same current. Now, Sitija is saying 3 amperes. Let us check. Now look here, everybody. Let me start from this point. A, B, C, D, A. I will move this way. So applying KVL in loop A, B, C, D, A. Start from point A, come back to point A. If there are batteries, write EMF as potential difference. If there are resistors, write current into resistance. For battery, EMF. For resistor, current into resistance. Plus or minus that you decide. For battery, if it is drop, plus. For drop, I write plus. And for current, if you are moving in the same direction of current, plus. If you are moving opposite to current, minus. So please check the sign convention tonight before sleeping. Try to remember it carefully. So let us start from here. The first thing I see is battery. I am going from plus terminal to minus terminal. So it is drop. So plus 10. For this resistor, I am moving along the current. Along the current means positive or negative? Along the current. If I move with the current, potential difference is positive. So here it is positive. So plus, what is the current? I into R. What is R for this? 2. Then this battery you see, minus 2 plus. Minus 2 plus you are going, na, like this. Minus 2 plus. So rise. So minus. What is the EMF? 30. Then again in the same direction of current. Same direction of current, drop. Because you are going from higher to lower. Drop means positive. What is the current? I only. Resistance 6. So total change in the potential difference should be 0 because I came back to the same point. So 10 minus 30 minus 20 equals to 2i, 6i, 8i. That will go that side. Minus 8i. Oh, I did some mistake. I forgot this 2 ohm. Sorry. This 2 ohm I forgot. So after minus 30, it is better that I do sometimes mistakes so that you can see, oh, that mistake we can also do like that. So for this resistor, again, current is going this way. I am also going this way only. So plus I into 2. And for this resistor, same story. I into 6. That will be 0. 10 minus 30 minus 20 minus, this will be plus 10. 10i1, 10i, 2i, 2i, 6i, 10i, that will go that side, minus 10i, so I will be 2 amperes. See, this as you may have done some mistake, probably you may have forgotten this 10 or something, so it's okay, but don't do in the main exam. So current is 2 ampere. Okay, so like this we can easily do. If you want, you can apply our equivalent EMF. So equivalent EMF, if I apply, what is the formula? E equivalent by R plus equivalent internal resistance, right? So what is the equivalent EMF? This is driving current this way. This is driving current that way. This is more. So this will win. So current will go this way only. That's why positive answer came. Now this is 30. This is 10. So total EMF will be 30 minus 10. Minus because these two batteries are opposing each other. They are not helping each other. They are opposing each other. So 30 minus 10. Total resistance 2 plus 2 plus 6, 10. So answer will be 2 ampere. Now, after you have done this, everybody understood this? I hope so, because most of you are answering, but some of you are still not answering. So I hope you are understanding, students. If you are not understanding, this is very, very important. It is simple also. I've already explained everything. Okay. So hope you have understood. Now, they may sometimes ask potential difference here. Here. So this is A. What was this point? B. Let me call this point E. This point E. So if I ask potential difference between E and B, B is higher because this is plus, so let me write BE. So what is the potential difference here if I ask? Then what you do, observe this battery carefully. Only that battery. EMF is 30, internal resistance is 2 ohm. And current is flowing this way. So current is coming like this. So if I ask only here, then basically I am asking what? Terminal voltage. Terminal voltage. And since current is coming out, this is getting discharged or is it getting charged? This battery is getting discharged or it is getting charged? Current is coming like this, remember. We have already found. Already we have found current 2 ampere is going like this. So this battery is getting charged or discharged, this battery. Discharged because it is sending current from positive terminal. So since this discharge, the terminal voltage here, VE, this potential difference means what? This is potential difference between the terminals of the battery. This is inside only, remember. Yesterday also I told, this is internal resistance. It will be inside the battery only. But for our clarity, we are showing outside. So potential difference here will be E minus IR. Yesterday so much we have used this formula. So for this battery, what is the EMF? 30. Current how much we have found? 2. Internal resistance of this battery is 2. This is 30 minus 4, that will be 26 volt. So that will be the terminal voltage. Now what will be terminal voltage here? Here if I ask, between these two, between A and E. So to find that, what you do, draw this battery separately. Now be careful. Current is going like this in the circuit. Oh, so current is going like this. So this battery is getting charged. Understood or not? So this battery is getting discharged and this battery is getting charged. That is what happens when you connect in ulta direction, opposite direction. So this battery will get charged. So what was the terminal voltage that time? It will be E plus IR, plus IR. Be careful. And what is the EMF of this? 10. This is 10. This is 2. So 10 plus current was 2 ampere into what is the internal resistance? 2. 10 plus 4, 14 volt. Correct na? Correct or not? Okay, now see, very interesting. Here what is the potential difference? Here 14. Here 26. Here how much it will be? I into R. I into R means 2 into 6, 12. Here 12. Here 14. Here 26. How it is 12? Usually this should be this plus this. Understand, this is opposite, na? So this minus this will be this. So 26 minus 14 will be 12. Because this is opposite to this. All these things you may not need right now, but I hope everybody is able to find terminal voltage also. So to find the terminal voltage, when such diagrams are given, you have to check whether the battery is getting charged or discharged. So if the battery is sending the current from plus terminal, then you write the normal formula. But if positive terminal of the battery, if it is getting current, then it means it is getting charged. So that time the formula should become plus IR. Yesterday we have discussed. Okay, fine. So all these examples you try to revise once. Okay, so now let us see some numerical exercise in our material. Oh no, wait. See students, just after our Kirchhoff's voltage law, I have given in one column. On the left side, I have given you some circuit diagram. On the right side, I have applied KVL for different loops. Please go through them. When you see them and understand, it will be very easy for you. And I think I have written on the top already, taking drop in potential as positive. So I have taken potential drop positive. I only have written this much, so I will do with whatever I feel comfortable. No, so I have taken potential drop positive. So please go through those diagrams. Okay, one of the diagrams here is very, very interesting. I want to do that one. First, second, third, fourth, fifth. So this will be our example 4. Example 4. So let me first zoom this one. Don't get scared. Okay, it is very easy. Only diagram looks little scary, but it is very, very easy. So here is a battery, resistor, 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 capacitor, resistor, resistor, battery, resistor, A point, B point, C point, B point. Okay. 5 ohm, 1 ohm, 2 ohm. Others I don't need. 4 microfarad. 4 microfarad. Others I don't need. Only this is important for me. That's why don't get scared. Only look at this part. And also they have given you current in the different branches. Here 2 ampere. Here be careful. Ulta. 2 ampere. Here 1 ampere. And in this one, that one we will not write. And here 1 ampere. Okay. So the first thing I want all of you to tell me is, here they have shown I1 and here they have shown I2 and here I2. Okay. Question is basically to find energy stored in this capacitor. Energy stored in capacitor. Energy stored in capacitor in steady state. Steady state means what I told. Steady state means when the capacitor is fully charged. Fully charged. Okay. Now look here. First, tell me this current using Kirchhoff's current law. Everybody look the diagram carefully. You will find some junction. Many junctions are there. Find some junction. Some currents you know. Some current I want you to tell me. So what will be this current? Can you tell me quickly? Look the diagram carefully. I2 plus I3. Correct only, but Sudipta correct only. Prakriti also. But I want value of this current. Oh, by the way, understand, in steady state, no current will go here. I hope you remember, even in the Thursday class, I have explained. In steady state, no current flows through capacitor. So in steady state, no current in capacitor, because the capacitor has become fully charged. Then why should you show more charge? Why should you show current flowing? Because it has been fully charged. So it is 3 ampere, right? How it is 3 ampere? See here, 1 ampere is coming, 2 ampere is coming. So at this point, here no current is going. So all the current here and here should go this side. So this is 3 ampere. Okay, fine. Now can you tell me this one? I2. Here you cannot use because you don't know this also, no? So you have to try to use here. This here you use KCL. 1 ampere. Let us check. 2 ampere is going, 1 ampere is coming. So 1 ampere must come. No, 1 ampere will give you 2 ampere. So this must be 1 ampere. 1 ampere. 3 ampere. So I will put circle in whichever we have to find ourselves. So these two current we have to find ourselves, students. Only these currents are given. The black currents which I have marked, that is given to you. The circled ones you have to find. Now see here. I have already found. Now, if current was going like this, then some of the current will go here initially, and initially some current was coming here this way. Initially, when it was getting charged. So it is very clear that this should be positive, this should be negative. Plus Q charge, minus Q charge. Minus Q charge. You know, for capacitor, there will be plus and minus charge. No? Okay. So now what I will do, apply KVL in loop ADCBA. CBA. And let us assume the voltage here, which I don't know right now, is V. But this is minus, this is plus, remember. How I came to know this is plus, this is minus, let me again explain. Otherwise also you assume, if answer comes positive, you are correct. If it comes negative, ulta you have to do. How I came to know this is plus, is initially the currents are coming like this. So some current must be going here and some current must be going here. So if current is coming like this must be positively charged because current is basically flow of positive charge. Yes or no? Of course, electrons are moving, I know, but current is always shown opposite to flow of electrons. So this must have been positively charged. Once it is fully charged, once the capacitor is fully charged, there will be no current in this branch. So let us apply. I will move this way, like always. Along the current, see here current is I1, here I1, here I1. Be careful, okay, I1. In this branch, I1, 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 I1. Then I2, here I3. This one I don't want, leave it. Okay, look carefully now. When I go like this, I am moving along the current. Along the current, if I move, it is positive, drop. So what is the drop? I1 into 5. And what is current I1? 3 ampere, that we will write later. Here, what is the drop? Again, drop only. I1 into 1. Here also drop. See, same direction. So nice. But current here is I2, remember. So I2 into 2. Then here minus 2 plus. So it will be, again, it will be rise. Now minus 2 plus. See, it has to be because how otherwise how will you get 0 after adding all of them? So here to here, it is rise. So minus V. V for capacitor. No, this is for capacitor, which I don't know. So that will be equal to 0. Everybody understood this part? How I wrote? See, in this loop I am applying no battery. In this loop, no battery. So along the current, drop positive. Along the current, drop positive. Along the current, drop positive. Here, minus 2 plus rise. So rise I have to take negative. Till here everybody understood? Yes or no? Quickly let me know. So this will be how much? What is I1 given? I1 not given. We have found 3 ampere. So 3 into 5 plus 3 into 1 plus I2 was 1 ampere, remember. 1 into 2 minus V equal to 0. This is one part, one part, one part. 3 5s are 15, 15 plus 3, 15 plus 3, 18, 18 plus 2, 20. So 20 is equal to V. So V must be 20 volts. V must be 20 volts. Understood? Once I know V, what is the energy stored now? Energy stored we know already. We are tired of that formula. Half CV square. So use that formula and tell me. Half capacitance is 4 microfarad. 4 micro. Let me rub this part. 4 micro means 10 to the power minus 6. And voltage is 20 volts. So 20 into 20. 20 square. So 2 2s are 4. 2 2s are 4. 4 2s are 8. 8 into 10 power minus 4 joules. So nicely we have done, and the circuit was actually very simple. Unnecessarily you get scared when you see. Okay. Any doubt is coming, please let me know. But you have to be very careful with the sign convention. So please revise whatever problems I have done today. Only do those problems first so that you will get used to with the sign convention. Along the current, if I move in a resistor, it is drop plus IR. Opposite to current, if I move in the resistor, minus I into R. And for battery, it is simple, plus 2 minus drop plus E. For battery, minus 2 plus, it is rise minus E. So drop positive, rise negative. Like that I have done. Easy way to remember is in drop, there is P, positive. Right? So that way you can remember. In rise, there is no P, na? Okay, so let us see some numerical exercise so that you get more comfortable with this concept. Okay, wait, there is one interesting question. Look here. In that in the same column, last part you see. Here is a resistor, here is a resistor, here is a resistor, this is 2 ohm, this is 4 ohm, here 20 volt is applied with respect to ground, they should say. Here 5 volt is applied with respect to ground, they should say, and this is grounded. There is a switch here and that switch is closed. So what you have to do is you have to find current in this and potential of this point. So let me call this point A, this point B, this point C. So question is potential, not potential difference now, potential at point C I want. So how do I do this? Here we will use Kirchhoff's current law. So look here. Let us say in this branch, this is 5 volt. So let us say potential here is VC, whichever we have to find. So current here, let us say is this way, I1. Current here is, let's say, I2. Then current here will be how much? Kirchhoff's current law, I1 plus I2. Okay. So I am assuming from this battery, I1, there is no battery here, but 5 volt they wrote, na? So 5 volt basically means what? They have connected some battery like this. 5 volt. Like that actually they should show, but sometimes they don't show this part. They will just write here 5 volt. So here the potential is 5 volt. Okay. So now look here. Current here I am saying I1 5 volt. 5 volt or 50 volt it was? 5 volt, correct only. Current here is I2 and at this point you apply KCL. So this current will add and go here. So if I call this current I, total current, then I can write I equals to I1 plus I2. What is I? Current in this branch. Okay. Now this current is in this resistor. For this resistor, how I can find current? Use Ohm's law. What is the potential difference here? This is 5 volt. This we don't know. Since current is going like this, since I am showing this way, that means I am assuming this is higher potential. So I1 will be 5 minus this potential, VC divided by resistance, 4. Okay. So how I wrote this I1, students? I hope everybody understood. I am using Ohm's law only. Potential difference here we have to use, na? Potential difference. Here it is 5 volt. Here it is, we don't know. So potential difference is 5 minus potential divided by resistance, this current. Plus what will be I2? Since I am showing current this way, this is higher potential, this is lower potential. So how will I write? 20 minus VC divided by resistance. Resistance is 2 ohm. And this current, how I can write? This current. Potential difference here. What is the potential of this point? What is the potential of this point? 0, because it is grounded. So 0 volt. So potential difference here will be how much? VC minus 0 divided by resistance. Resistance in this branch is 2 ohm. So if you have, I hope everybody understood, I have applied this formula only. I equal to V by R. But students, whenever we write V here, it actually means potential difference. This V in Ohm's law means potential difference. And since this time they are asking specifically potential at a point, okay, we have to write difference. So now you can easily solve, right? So if you multiply by 4, so 2 VC, multiply by 4, 5 minus VC, multiply by 4, 2 into 20 minus VC. So what I did, I multiplied by 4 both the sides. Did I do correctly? Yes. So 2 VC equals to 5 minus VC plus 40 minus 2 VC. Minus 2 VC minus VC will be minus 3 VC. Minus 3 VC will come this side. 5 VC equal to 45. 5 VC is 45 means VC will be how much? 9 volt. Okay. So using Kirchhoff's current law at this point and then writing current here in terms of Ohm's law. Potential difference divided by resistance. Potential difference divided by resistance. Potential difference divided by resistance. You can find potential of this junction also. Okay. Now, if they ask you this current here, then how to write? This current is what? This current is potential difference by resistance. So VC minus 0 by 2. Now VC we know 9. So 9 by 2, 4.5 ampere. Like that you can find I1 and I2. That you try yourself. So I1 will be this, I2 will be this, right? And VC we know. So substitute for I1, substitute for I2 separately, students, separately. And then find current here also, here also, here also. Okay. So these two examples I wanted to do. Now we will solve for the remaining time numerical exercise 3.3. Okay, but still only we have only around 10 minutes like that. So instead of starting a numerical exercise, the first question we can do is very short. So first question we will do, then I will talk about something else. Okay. Any doubt in this question? Everyone understood? So if there is any doubt, please let me know. Okay. So this week I will not be giving any assignment. Okay. So what you have to do is whatever assignment I gave you last time and whatever notes I have given till this time, using that and whatever extra studies you can do, please do it and try to write the PTE. Next week I will give you assignment for Kirchhoff's laws, more examples. Okay, see question number 1, numerical exercise 3.3. Question number 1. Listen carefully. Okay. A battery of EMF 10 volt. So EMF 10 volt. Internal resistance 3 ohm is connected to a resistor. If the current in the circuit is 0.5 ampere, current in the circuit is 0.5 ampere. What is the terminal voltage of the battery? Terminal voltage they want. Very difficult question, huh? Very advanced question. Huh? What is the formula for terminal voltage? E minus IR. So 10 minus 0.5 into 3. There are some great people whom I know actually. They write this as 9.5 into 3. This one they write 9.5 into 3 because they first subtract then multiply. So be careful in such cases to multiply first and then subtract. So 10 minus 1.5, that is 8.5 volt. So please remember 8.5 volt. So please remember, I think Amina, you have got one more 8 extra. Okay. So look here, when you see this formula, one thing you understand that terminal voltage is less than EMF when current is given by the battery. So keep that in mind. Later it will be very useful for other chapters. Question number 2 and remaining questions we will do later only, students. So remaining 10 minutes like that, I will talk about something very interesting. So now you relax. Now you relax. Just watch this remaining part like some story or something. No need to write or something. If you want to write, please write. I'll be happy. Okay. So look here. Anyways, I'm going to teach this again. So suppose I give you a circuit like this. Two ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 2 ohm, 10 ohm. And I want equivalent resistance. Equivalent resistance between A and B. Okay. So this question, if they ask, we are gone. We cannot solve only with the present knowledge. With the present knowledge, whatever I've given to you till now, we cannot solve. Let us ask why. Can I say this and this are in series? Can I say yes or no? Fast, fast. Yes, Yashwini, please don't use electronics concept and tell me, ma. Come on. Okay. Physics class, no? Huh. So no, we cannot say, but there is junction in the middle. There is junction in the middle. See, current will divide. Can I say these two are in parallel? Can I say they are in parallel? Can I say these two are in parallel? Parallel also no. So neither series nor parallel. Same way, this and this. Neither series nor parallel. This and this. Neither series nor parallel. This and this. Neither series nor parallel. So none of them are in series. None of them are in parallel. So we will not be able to solve. However, there is a concept called symmetry. And as you study more physics, some of you will do masters in physics, I hope. You will come to know as you study more and more physics that symmetry plays one of the most important role in physics. Symmetry. So now what you have to do is you have to see this circuit. You have to see this circuit and you have to check. If I draw a line perpendicular to this line, what is this line? This is the line between which they want the resistance. So they want resistance between A and B, correct? What you do, imagine that line, AB. Now you draw a line perpendicular to that line. And ask yourself, does the circuit look symmetrical this way and that way? Does it look symmetrical this way and that way? So this side you see 2, 2. This side you see here 2, here 2, here 2, here 2. Even if this was 4 and this is 4, no problem. Even then, no problem. It is still symmetrical. So if you draw this line and if it looks symmetrical, then we say this axis is perpendicular axis symmetry or axis of symmetry. Perpendicular axis of symmetry. The beauty of perpendicular axis symmetry is all the points in this line will be at same potential. Matlab, it will be like equipotential line. Now you may think, how, sir? How do you know? Look here. If the circuit is symmetrical this way and that way, then everything should be symmetrical by nature. So if I say current here is I1, here also it should be I1. It should be like mirror image. I1, I1. Here if I say I2, here also it must be I2. Must be. That means whatever current here should go only here. And whatever current comes here should go only here. Which means no current can go this side. And if no current can go this side, this point and this point must be at same potential. So if I write here C and D, potential at C and D are same. So this is what you get from symmetry. Let me repeat one more time. If they want equivalent resistance between 2 points, imagine one line like this between those two. Now you draw a perpendicular line and check if the circuit looks symmetrical this side and this side. If it looks symmetrical, then all the points here will be at same potential. Since all the points will be same potential, current cannot flow. Current cannot flow means this will be 10 ohm will be useless. And therefore Yeah, and hence 10 ohm can be ignored. Ignored matlab you ignored matlab useless only, no Kirti. So 10 ohm can be ignored. So if you remove 10 ohm, how will the circuit be now? 2 2 2 2. Now to even babies can do now, right? Babies matlab even school students can do this now. 2 and 2 series 4, 2 and 2 series 4, 4 and 4 parallel will give you total resistance 2. Okay students, so this is the powerful technique of symmetry. Using this many difficult questions we can solve like this. Are you understanding? Tomorrow is Thursday class, where I do little bit of entrance concepts. I will teach you about, this is perpendicular axis symmetry. I will teach you about parallel axis symmetry. I will teach you about path symmetry, and using all those you can solve even this kind of questions. This is going up to infinity, infinity everywhere, and I want equivalent resistance between this and this. So that also we can solve. Okay, no, not live class. I think if there is live class, Kiran sir will tell. I hope it, I don't know, but I will be like always Thursday, at least minimum 2-hour class will be there for your entrance preparation. That is for your entrance preparation. If you want to do well, if you want to study more, please do it. If you feel like, no, I'm happy with board and all, then okay, please concentrate on whatever I'm teaching in the online classes. So I hope this symmetry concept is little interesting also, and using that we can solve this also, students. Okay, so see you next week, and tomorrow please don't forget to see the video. Thank you.